Hi, I'm Amy, and today I'm going to show you how to make this very simple shoulder wrap out of flannel. It will keep you warm in the office, it will keep you warm at home. It's a quick and easy gift to make for Christmas or the holidays, whatever holiday you're celebrating. So join me and let's make a shoulder wrap. The first thing I'm going to do is cut a piece of flannel that's approximately 21 inches wide by 62 inches long. That size isn't exact because I'm cutting along the lines of the plaid. So I've already pre-cut this piece. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this over to my ironing board and iron a hem in 3 of the 4 sides. One side has a selvage already, and so it doesn't need to be finished off. But these other sides can be turned under a 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch and sewn down to make a seam. So I'm going to go and press that right now. I'll just start with sewing one of the ends, and then I'll go back and press the other. You could have, I could have pinned this down before I sewed it, but it really didn't need to be. It's not a very floppy fabric. Once you pin it in place, it tends to stay. So I'm going to go back and iron the other 2 sides. So here are a couple of little tips that you can use when you're sewing with plaids like this. When you're doing a hem, just make sure that when you're doing the fold, it meets up on the same line all the way along the pattern. Now, it may not be the straight of the grain, but people will notice a funky offline seam way before you'll notice straight of the grain and something like this. Another tip is if you are sewing with a fabric that's a little bit bulky like this, and you have all that bulk in there, before you sew the seam into place, you can sort of clip that out to help eliminate the bulk. And then when you're sewing, it's less bulky. So I'll go ahead and make this 3rd hem. Once you finish the raw edges by hemming your wrap on 3 sides, you're ready to make the only seam in the project. Decide on how big an opening you will want for your head and your shoulders. Then sew the rest of the wrap shut at the top edge. So this is the top edge right here. So we're going to put this right side to right side. And your head and shoulders are going to be somewhere around in here. So this is going to be the opening here, and this is going to be where we close it so that it will stay on your shoulders when you're wearing it. The opening for this wrap is about 15 inches. So I'm just going to measure 15 inches. Then I'm going to grab a pin. Mark that there. And now, depending on how detail oriented you are, you can match up the plaids. So this is pretty well matched here. So I'm just going to put a pin in here every few inches so you can see that I'm matching the pattern. So when you get down here to the end, you're going to have a lot of bulk in the end pieces. So what I've been doing is I've been stopping just short of where that bulk starts and just leaving it open. Nobody's going to notice that because it's going to be draped down along your shoulder. So now I'm going to sew this together, and I'm going to make sure that my needle is on the very edge. You want to get, of course, a good seam, but I don't want to sew it in all the way in here because then you have, like I said, a lot of bulk going on. And if you sew it out here, there'll be less bulk. Now all that's left to do is press that seam open. See, because we took that seam line along the very edge of the seam, it's very, very tiny. It doesn't have a lot of bulk. And when you press it open, it's barely noticeable how that's joined, except for on the edges here, of course. So as you can see, this is a quick and easy Christmas gift or Hanukkah gift or Kwanzaa gift or whatever you're celebrating. And I think that you will make somebody very happy with this present. Join me again next time.